Hello everybody, I am Oscar W. Fitchett and welcome to the third episode of Foreign Film Friday. Now this week's going to be a bit of an interesting film I'm talking about. In the sense of, yes, it is a foreign film, it is an animated film, but it doesn't really necessarily belong to a certain country. And the film I'm going to be talking about is The Red Turtle. And what I mean by this film doesn't necessarily belong to a certain country is that the film is co-produced by Wild Bunch, which is a German-French company, and Studio Ghibli, which is renowned Japanese animation company. And the main reason as well why you can't necessarily pinpoint which country this film necessarily belongs to is because there's no language in the film. This film doesn't have a single line of dialogue at all. It's pure animation with a few grunts and a few voices here and there, but apart from that, this film has no language. It's it's body language, if anything else. But the reason why I am talking about it within Foreign Film Friday is because it was produced by two different production companies, both of them not within the English language. So with that being said, what is The Red Turtle about? Well, The Red Turtle is basically about a man who is shipwrecked on an island, and he encounters a red turtle which basically gives him a life-changing experience, and basically just generally just changes his life anyway. Now, like the past 2 weeks of Foreign Film Friday, I'm not going to be giving any spoilers at all away for The Red Turtle, because one, I just think people should watch this, and two, not a lot happens within the film, so I think saying too much would ruin it for you. It is quite a simple film. Now, what's there to say about The Red Turtle? Well, like a lot of films, at least affiliated with Studio Ghibli, the animation is gorgeous, but the animation, it's not animation. It's not done in the style of anime. It's a very interesting art style. It's like no other I've seen before. It's 2D drawn animation, which is wonderful. But I don't know, the character designs themselves aren't that extraordinary, but all the background stuff. The background stuff is absolutely gorgeous and just stunning. While we're kind of talking about the technical notes, I also do have to say that with this film, considering this film is, as I said, done with no dialogue, it's just animation, and there's nothing being said, you would think the score would have to be good and able to kind of carry the film. It's the visuals and the score that should, in theory, carry a film like this. And we already talked about how beautiful the animation is, and how amazing, interesting and intriguing and just stunning the animation overall is. But what about the score? The score is fan-freaking-tastic. I'm serious, it's one of the best scores I've heard in an animated film in a while, and it's one of the best scores of 2017 in all honesty in terms of UK cinema. Within the past few years, it's one of the best scores within the past few years. It could go from having this whimsy feel to having this very simple, kind of childhood feel about it, to then having this really epic, just emotional track, and it's very beautiful. Now, in terms of the story could have been very much so a simple, stranded on a desert island thing, oh no, because, we've seen so many of those types of stories, and they always fall in the same type of cliche. And what I kind of predicted, I thought to myself, it's going to be a guy who goes on an island, stranded on an island, and he just encounters this red turtle, and the turtle is and the red turtle, and he kind of bonds a friendship and builds this friendship with this big old red turtle. And I thought it was just going to be man and beast type of thing at odds, but then becomes friends. But it doesn't, it's not that. It becomes something totally different, and it becomes a totally different type of film that I expected at all. I was expecting one thing and I got a completely different type of film, and this happens all within the first act. You think it's going to be a simple guy stranded on a desert island thing, but it turns into so much more than that, and it turns into an absolutely beautiful film. And I don't mean just visually, because the visuals and like the score are beautiful, but the story itself, it's very emotional, and it's very just breathtaking, and all done with no dialogue, which is absolutely amazing. And in all honesty, by the end of it, I just felt like this. I don't know. It felt like a very emotional journey, but it was like a wow. Like, that's the emotion I kind of felt like after watching The Red Turtle. It was just wow. I think a lot of people's issues with this film might be that it drags and it's a very slow-paced film. I don't think it's slow-paced. I think there's enough in the film to keep you interested and just to keep you, like, invested in the characters. You connect with this character who doesn't have a name, doesn't have anything to say, doesn't have a backstory, but it's the way, like, the writer, director and the animators just tell his story, from being stranded on the desert island to encountering this red turtle to how he's just trying to survive on this island. It's a very emotional and beautiful tale, and that's the main word I can use to describe The Red Turtle, is that it's a beautiful film, and it's definitely an experience I think people do need to kind of like watch. What I can say about this film is, if you're a fan of the game Journey, the video game Journey, where's it at? Here it is. Journey. If you're a fan of Journey, and you kind of want like an experience like Journey, but in film, I think The Red Turtle is like that. Red Turtle definitely is. I got the same emotions from Red Turtle that I did definitely get from Journey, so yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say I got as emotional as I did with Journey, because Journey is certainly an emotional trip, but I definitely did have the similar feelings watching The Red Turtle that I did playing Journey. So guys, my final words on The Red Turtle is I definitely think you all should give it a go. It's a beautiful film with beautiful animation, a beautiful score, and a beautiful story that I think it will keep your attention, and it's certainly an experience that I'm glad that I've had. So guys, thank you all for watching this episode of Foreign Film Friday. Within next week and the month of February, I'm going to be talking about some foreign romance films. Next week I am going to be talking about Amelie. It'll be the first time I watched Amelie, so look forward to next week. I'll be talking about Amelie, getting the mood for romance for February. And as always, if you go in the description below, you will find links to everything that you need in life. Till next time guys, I shall see you later, and goodbye.